guys, it's Laura Scott, owner of Wubbers Jewelry Making Tools, and today you're going to join me to make this groovy wave ring. Let me tell you why I love to make this ring. It's because all those charms I have laying around, I always want to wear them and put them somewhere. This ring is so easy to make and put your favorite charms on, and it's so easy to make the waves in it. You can make it adjustable any size you want. I just love this ring. Let me go over the tools and supplies you'll need to make this project. We're gonna need a texturing hammer, a bench block. You're gonna need your favorite charm to use, about a 7.5 to 8 inch piece of 18 gauge wire. This is silver plated. You can use sterling, silver, copper, whatever your preference is. You're gonna need the Wubbers large looping pliers, some round nose pliers, the Wubbers extra large round mandrels, and a pair of flush cutters. So let's get started. First, I want you to pick up your wire and make a flush cut. You're gonna use the flat side of your cutters to make a flush cut on that side of the wire. Just snip the end off. Now you're gonna take your hammer and you're gonna flatten just the very last part of that wire. This might be a little noisy. One of the tips I like to do when I'm hammering is to kind of push with your hammer the way the wire's going. And that's to give you a real nice curved ending to your piece, because you don't want that to be sharp. And if you need to, you can take a little file there and file that down, but this is gonna be next to our skin, so it's not gonna be sharp at all. Now that we're done hammering, I'm gonna set this off to the side, and we are going to take our Wubbers large looping plier. You're just going to rest the first part of that next to the hammering part that you just did. You're gonna rest your pliers right next to that and give a push. It's that simple to start. Now, I want to rest the groove of my Wubbers looping pliers. This is how I'm going to measure each time, is to use that groove. So we have the groovy wave ring, right? So we're going to push. Once we get that rested in the groove, I'm going to show you. We're just going to keep going down the plier. It really is this easy. It's going to measure for us every time we rest that groove into the last bend we made. It's going to measure for us that perfect ring. So we're just going to keep going down. And some of this is going to depend on the size of your finger as to how long you want to make this, but I find 7.5 to 8 inches is a pretty standard good size to get for a ring. So as you can see, I'm just resting it in that groove every single time. I'm just working right down my wire. And I'm just flip-flopping. It's almost like an accordion, going back and forth, but you just let that rest in that groove and it does the rest for you. Super easy. How easy is that? You're gonna be wearing this and people are gonna be like, wow, where did you get that fancy ring? And be like, I made it. And look at how perfect that is. It's coming out just perfectly spaced. Okay, so we're almost finished. Now I know I like my ring a little bit shorter. My fingers are a little smaller, so I'm gonna stop right there just because I'm gonna be able to show you how to measure it. So what we want to do next is start around we're gonna grip where we hammered, and we're gonna roll around this larger side of the extra large jaws. And this, you don't wanna roll it tight. You just wanna kinda use it to get that shape to roll around, because there's some natural spring in the wire and it's gonna spring back out. And you don't want it to be super tight because that would be a really tiny ring. You'd have to have really tiny fingers. So I'm just letting that plier roll for me. This hand polish finish is not gonna mar your metal. It's gonna make it nice grip, but not scratch your metal, not mar it. And then once I come back around, I'm almost above where I hammered that piece. I'm gonna take my round nose pliers and I'm getting in one of those last grooves. I know that this is gonna be too long. You'll just have to kind of know for yourself. You might want to try it on before you start that last bend in there to see if it fits your finger. And this wire is sticking out, so I know it's going to fit that finger just fine. And I want to take this in this last groove here and wrap around the end of that loop to make a little loop, because this is where we're going to put our charm. So I'm going to wrap around. I'm going to need my glasses to see this part. So I'm just going to put those on, and I'm going to give a flush cut. Again, You want to use that flat side, and I want to put it on the side that's going to be facing my piece, not the one I'm cutting off, but the side that's staying on my piece. I have a nice flush cut there now. Now, I should probably have some flat nose pliers, but you can use your round nose to just kind of twist that open. Slide your charm on, because again, these are going to give you a nice grip. Even though they're round nose, you still get a nice grip. And then I'm just going to twist that shut. And there's your dangle on the top of it. And look at how easy and simple that was. Now, if I don't like how far apart it is, which I don't, I kind of want to push it together a little bit. And as you're doing this, it'll work hard in the silver too, so it makes it a little bit harder, meaning that's a good thing because you don't want it to be loose. But look at that. That is just silver plate, parawire, beautiful and ready to go. So not only can you make the perfect size waves with the large looping plier, but with 18 gauge wire, you can get the perfect size loops. That's actually what this is designed for. In that little groove and the jaw right here, you just push your wire, you're gonna get consistent size loops to wrap with. One of our favorite tools. So any of our Wubbers classic pliers, such as the round nose pliers, any of our pliers actually are gonna have the hand polish finish. So each time you're working on your metal, it's gonna give you a nice grip. It's not too slip, but it's not gonna mar your metal. So when you are working with a delicate wire like silver plate, you're not gonna see all those marks from gripping your wire the wrong way. With the Wubbers extra large round mandrels, you can do so much. You can make your own components to wire wrap around. You can make very nice circles to make bracelets that can continue to, you can take it from there and make your ear wires if you want to. A larger ear wire will bend nicely around these. You can just do so much with these round mandrels. Let's go over one more time the supplies you'll need to make this project. You'll need your texturing hammer and a bench block. You'll need a pair of flush cutters, the Wubbers large looping plier, the Wubbers extra large round mandrels, and the Wubbers round nose pliers. You'll also need 7.5 to 8 inches of 18 gauge wire, your choice, copper, silver, whatever you want to use, and you'll need one of your favorite charms to put on the end. Be sure to check the links below. And while you're there, leave us a comment about your favorite things you like to make with your Wubbers looping pliers. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.